You're still on to iBrandTV, and it's still all about Nigeria's celebration of 62 years of independence. We still have with us Adewale Ademola Justus, a public affairs analyst, who will be discussing with us the state of the nation over the last 62 years and a projection into what we can be as a nation in terms of the state of our union. Thanks for joining us once again. So just before the commercial break, I asked the question, what do you make of our progress as a nation over the last 62 years of independence?
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure being with you live and direct on this program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, like you read out in the intro, going by the nation's stage of existence officially by independence, Nigeria has to have been channeled in the course of progressive development. But unfortunately for our peculiar nature as a people and as a country, nobody can actually rise up to say truly that Nigeria has evolved into actual development.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. You have the floor. Shoot.
So, yeah, like I said, as a nation, although it is aged 52 years,
Okay.
more ought to have been achieved and acquired. But unfortunately, going by the rate of leadership in having in 1960,
Yes.
and the concept of English in the states and the concept of all that have presented over the affairs of the country,
Okay.
that we may not be able to say really that Nigeria is truly growing or developing.
Okay.
Because as a people, infrastructure, psychology, mentality, then perception of what the country should be are all missing from our thought line. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
While I'm not blaming any of the Nigerians for this, except the few that lead over time,
Okay.
the scenario we are faced with results directly from the incapabilities and the inabilities of the people who have been managers of the country. For this is with me that is listening. There are no record of any political good. Socially is war. Because what binds every society is the assurance of safety and peaceful coexistence. But you would agree with me today.
Okay.
No sane Nigerian can comfortably leave his own region of living for another without serious fear down the spines of his life. Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Then economically, the dominant force that takes everybody is one's ability to afford what is needed. But to an average Nigerian, except a few armed robbers, so to say, I use the word armed robbers because they arm themselves by the rotten constitution
Okay.
that Nigeria has been governed with to ruin the fortunes of everybody called subordinates. As politicians, they've not only been stealing, they have been looting and they are robbing each day of the nation's existence.
Okay.
And religiously again, you will see whoever seeks to cause a sharp divide among Nigerians would know that the best tool to use is religion. And unfortunately for our level of illiteracy, if I may say illiteracy, I do not categorically mean the non-attendance of schools.
Okay.
Illiteracy is the inability of people to see, to perceive and interpret issues in the normal way it should be. Do you understand?
All right.
Okay.
Quite understood
You
there.
have a lot of Nigerians who unfortunately might have been educated, but they are illiterate.
All right, let me come in here, Mr. Ademola. Let me come in here. You are giving a background analysis of how Nigeria has been in the last 62 years. But there are specific parts of the sectors of the policy I would really love to talk about. First, let's look at the health sector. Currently, in the past couple of years, we've had a massive brain drain. In 2022, we recorded the highest in the history of Nigeria when it comes to our medical professionals having to look for greener pasture in other countries that they think they'll be well appreciated. And there used to be a time in this country where we had state-of-the-art in our health, state-of-the-art equipment in our health facilities, but you enter there now, you see dilapidated structures, no lab materials. What do you think must have gone wrong in that sector?
Hello, you will recall some few months ago when the daughter of one of our national leaders was enraged in a legal issue, in a medical issue in the UK.
Yeah.
Are we together?
Yes.
You saw. The National Assembly was that he was in power for many years. Yet, he was unable to influence substantial medical infrastructure, even in his region or senatorial constituency. So you will see, maybe if you are aware, almost every year, there's no year around without any of our sitting presidents traveling abroad for medical attention. You see, we've been having a sort of people who deliberately are not willing to lift the status of our medical facilities and medical systems. The infrastructures are dilapidating per second, and attention is not being settled. You will see budgetary allocations are diverted per record, and even the drive to pursue compliance and full implementation of budgetary allocations to the health sector is missing in the people that are called our leaders. We have leaders who are never and are not in any way driven by a passion to make the health sector work. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, same too.
Because if you are willing to make the sector work, why would you, as a sitting president, as a sitting governor, as a sitting lawmaker, patronize foreign health infrastructure and facilities? Aside the forest in Brooklyn, there is a negative psychology that attacks every time anybody travels out of the country. So we have leaders who are never devoted to making the structures work. So for the brain drain, I did banking for 15 years. What kept me in banking in 15 years in Nigeria was the ability to earn as I expected. So you will see, if you see in the course of our tertiary education, medicine takes almost the largest number of years to see through. Are you with me, sir?
Yes.
And you will see what volume of comfort would you avail anyone who would have spent multiple years in training and having the training, find nowhere, comfortably. So for Nigerians that are making their way out, I wouldn't blame anybody.
Okay.
Now, if the culture are not proper, you wouldn't.
All right, so you mentioned. All right, let me come in here quickly. All right, you mentioned patronage. You mentioned our leaders patronizing foreign health care system. Yeah, well, I understand that part, but we look at the Vice President, Yemi Oshibajo. He recently had an issue, a health issue, and he decided to patronize, of course, our Nigerian doctors and had a successful surgery right here in Lagos. So this, I know this could be seen as one of a multitude, but then it's something that could be capitalized on and applauded, and probably used as an example for others to follow suit.
You people are governed by the culture of the land, and the culture of the land does not exist without the constitution. You see, I think we have people that are reasonably literate legally in the National Assembly, where laws are being turned out for everyone. The Oshibajo scenario is a sufficient ground for lawmakers to change and address the existing laws governing the issue of seeking foreign medical attention by everyone or anyone in a political office. Do you understand?
Right.
I think we have a responsive National Assembly, a responsible legislature, and a reasonable set of lawmakers. They should have tapped into the Oshibajo opportunity to reenact and legislate, compelling everyone holding public office, either political or even career, every civil servant and their dependent relatives, to be compelled to patronize Nigerian-based medical facilities owned by the government, not even private institutions. Hello?
All right.
Owned by the government, so that they will know that diverting the budgetary allocation to government infrastructure would have a role to play negatively on their health support whenever the need arises.
So you're saying a constitution review in that sense would record a lot of success if we have that review or something reviewed from our constitution.
Of course, it is a constitutional issue because if the constitutional right is the lawmakers' right of today to review that set or enact a new legislation that will compel everyone. You know, in the year 2019 or 2016, in the wake of the presidential election then, I discussed an issue on TV and I said Nigerian voters should decide or to compel every campaigning political office taker to sign an MOU compelling the politician upon electoral victory to remain in the constituency as a resident. Not that somebody will be voted for and elected in Ojodubega, and the man he gets elected, he starts living in Oko. You know, he must remain in the constituency.
But then others will also argue that. Others will also disagree with this thought of yours because some others will say it's not a constitutional thing, it's a leadership thing, because I don't think leaders should be compelled to do what's right. So when there's a compelling force, that simply means
when there are good leaders who build psychologically, but you know, like we have, there is none among us. So it's only the constitution that can compel them to do that. Do you understand?
Well, I'm trying to understand your thought there, but I still think that compelling it simply, you just said that if there's good leadership, that simply means having to compel. We should rather build good leadership than having the bad ones and having to compel them to do what's right. So the main thing, like, there should be having to make people that have their sanity intact, conscience intact, rather than having the bad ones and compelling them to go the right direction. So once leadership has to be compelled, that simply leaves it away from true leadership to something else that is not leadership in that sense. Don't you think so?
My theory of compulsion derives its base from the fact that as a date, there is no one with such volume or level of sanity amidst the people that head or that think to rule or lead Nigeria. Do you understand?
All right.
You will see, if I may ask you, how many of our politicians or even intending political office holders or civil servants have their children in our public institutions, even public schools, public universities? You will see, if I may draw you back a bit to the Apple Google, over several months, the National Assembly and all other state houses of assembly, the National Assembly, they've never taken a very serious lead in attending to the issue, cutting the rubble between ASU and the federal government. But I think when they have their children in these schools with our children, they will be compelled. I think when their wives go for antenatal services or attention in public-owned medical institutions and health facilities, they'll be compelled to make those places function.
Okay.
And you will understand the other side. You know, most of our leaders, they travel.
Okay.
They don't use our roads.
Okay.
We'll still... just like the Lagos Ibadan Expressway now. I think the governor of either Lagos or Ogun spent 8 hours transiting from the National Camp to Ojodubega.
Okay.
The next week will not go without paying good attention to the issue on the road.
You simply preempted, other sectors of the polity that we also that we'll also talking about infrastructure as well as education. Yes, we'll talk about the power sector right about now, but that will be after this report that we have on the power sector. When we return, we'll be talking about the power sector. Please do stay with us.
Nigeria, we hail thee, a land rich in large oil, gas, hydro, thermal and solar resources, enough to generate over 12,000 megawatts of electricity, yet producing and distributing a meager 4,000 megawatts on the average to over 200 million people. Going down history, Electricity generation started in Nigeria in 1896, but the first electric utility company, known as the Nigerian Electricity Supply Company, was established in 1929. As part of the evolution in the power industry in Nigeria, the federal government, by Decree No. 24 of 1972, created the National Electric Power Authority, NEPA. In the year 2001, the reform of the electricity sector began with the promulgation of the National Electric Power Policy, which had as its goal the establishment of an efficient electricity market in Nigeria. In addition, the Power Holding Company of Nigeria, PHCN, was formed as a transitional corporation that comprises of the 18 successor companies, 6 generation companies, 11 distribution companies, and 1 transmission company, created from NEPA. By 2013, the privatization of all generation and distribution companies was completed, with the federal government retaining the ownership of the transmission company. This privatization move has, however, been faulted by relevant stakeholders in the sector.
We need to understand that with the privatization, have we been able to get the kind of results that we expect? I'll say no. From my own perspective, is for us to first of all start from putting the right, proper regulation and policy around this. Most of our regulations and policy cannot make the business to be sustainable for an average investor or an entrepreneur that is putting money around the power sector. And I'm sure if we go back and look at when the privatization initially was introduced, the roadmap, and the kind of gradual or phase increases that's supposed to have happened to the pricing, and the level of education that people need to have to understand that for us to have good electricity, we need to be able to pay. At the same time, government also investing infrastructure, putting adequate infrastructure, following through with most of the policy has also been a major challenge.
However, Nigerians have different views on the nation's power sector.
They say privatization, the sector was privatized upon no improvement. I think they should return it to the people who are managing before.
For a sector that the federal government of Nigeria spent over 18 trillion naira, that still worrisome, that still worries rather over the state of power generation in Nigeria. Not just power generation, but even the supply itself. As a nation, we're still battling with less than 10,000 megawatts, and you had Nigerians there expressing their views about the power situation of the nation. We still have rather Adewale Ademola Justus, a public affairs analyst who is still here with us, discussing the state of the nation as we celebrate our 62nd year of independence. Thanks so much for staying with us. What's your take about the power sector? How has it been over the last 62 years? Over 18 trillion naira spent, and it looks like, we're just pouring water into a basket. It's not improving by any standard.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. If I may draw your attention to something in project management.
Okay.
Funding infrastructure varies in all ramifications. And for those that study basic or fundamental agriculture, there's what we call gestation period in farming. Hello?
Yes.
The power sector is a facility and infrastructure-driven sector.
Yes.
And at the end, all over the 62 years, because you are referring categorically to 62 years of our national existence. At the end, the 62 years have been spent funding and not promoting or diverting infrastructure in the power sector.
Yes.
The gestation period for this would have been surpassed. But unfortunately, you will see, with the numerous cases we had through the EFCC and some other tribunals, almost all the fund provisions for the power sector were being noted successfully by our successive leaders. But until recently, you will see the later Bashari.
Yeah.
The CMS deal we are just seeing in Nigeria today. You know, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, Nigerians were never brought to book or brought to bear, realizing the evolution of critical infrastructural investment, like we have in the power sector now. You know, when this investment in CMS power machines, power equipment began, people were told, and you could see the importation is being shared and shown to Nigerians.
Yes.
Had it been this has been the structure, if this has been the style, we would not be suffering. And again, hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
To invest is simple and it's faster. What may cost you $18 trillion or $18 trillion within 3 weeks will need several years to be manufactured. These equipment are not bought off the shelves. They are not produced or manufactured and kept awaiting alien buyers. They are negotiated for construction and manufacturing. Hello?
I'm with you.
So when the funds are, when the commitments, financial commitments are made, the manufacturers that are necessarily not Nigerian, they are overseas, they would have to take time to produce or manufacture these facilities and get them down to our shore. And when they get there, installing them is not a joke.
Okay,
so
quickly to butt in.
Than many people expected.
Okay.
For the alien power sector to come off this wala.
Quickly to butt in here. How about the privatization? I mean, that those who are of the opinion it hasn't changed anything, the breakdown from Gencos to Discos and your transmission companies, it still hasn't resolved the fundamental issues within the power sector. So what are the solutions you can prefer going into the next 2-3 years that by Nigeria at 65, power generation and supply would have improved?
Yeah. Thank you. In civil construction, there's what we call soft structure and superstructure. I did banking and as an internal controller in the bank, I understood very well that you shouldn't have invited an incapable investor to buy over a facility that is sick. Hello?
Yes.
You see the privatization, the unbundling, the commercialization, whatever mannerism that the former leadership of Nigeria went into were all fraudulent. Why and how? They sold most of these facilities to investors that went borrowing.
Yes.
The payments for the facilities were borrowed, were funded by banks. And that is why you see about 5 of the distribution companies were taken over by act of law to the investors by the funding banks, which is a very disheartening scenario for the sector. So I think the leadership of the country were sincere and considerate of national culture. They would have sold those facilities if they intended to sell really to those who were able and capable. Do you understand?
Yes.
In accounting, we have what is fixed capital and working capital, current capital. Fixed capital is used to acquire. Working capital or current capital is used to sustain and maintain. The people that they sold those distribution companies to only provided and availed fixed capital. They did not have the financial model to sustain and maintain the facilities in their life. That was why they all crumbled and the facility dwindled and the people are suffering more. The insincerity of the government that privatized and sold those facilities to their friends and cronies is what is felting Nigerians today. So we may have to spend a bit more time awaiting the full gestation of the investment gesture of the current government. Now money is being thrown into acquiring new power machinery.
Yes.
Their installation and commissioning will take days or years, not a jiffy. Do you understand?
I do.
So because they become effective and good for our consumption and reputation, it shouldn't just be poverty.
Okay, because of time, let's delve into other sectors as quickly as we can. But we can't afford, not to talk about the economy because that's the bedrock of any nation in terms of growth and development. Over the last, few years, we've had it bad when it comes to the economy in terms of, our debts, profile piling up, our foreign reserves being depleted, and, the masses struggling basically due to a high inflation rate and what have you. How did it get this bad, and how can we get out of this mess we found ourselves in?
Thank you very much. For fundamental economics, hello, sir.
I'm with you.
For fundamental economics, every economy, every market, every pricing responds to the concept of demand and supply.
Okay.
A nation that lives absolutely on importation may not cease to become a slave to foreign dictations. Do you understand?
Yes.
Not minding our avalanche of oil and gas resources, as long and as much as we cannot refine and subject ourselves to local consumption of locally produced material, we will forever be enslaved to foreign dictations.
Okay.
You see, the economy of every nation grows by the volume of their GDP.
Yes.
GDP is a derivative of what is produced within the source of the country. But for a nation that is so much exposed to importation, and I wouldn't know if you were in Nigeria in the late 80s.
Okay.
We were a people that had local automobile brands on our roads.
Yes.
We had local textile industries. We had local car manufacturing companies. We had local organizations that produced almost all we needed and consumed in Nigeria.
Okay.
But in a city, with the advent of those oppressive military regimes and corrupt politicians, all this infrastructure were sent to their early grave.
Okay.
And at that, everything will have to come in imported. And the premium cost of importation is the unfortunate response of the local economy to whatever the foreign economy dictates.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's why I give it a bit to any regime that thinks and looks seriously into building infrastructure.
Okay, we need to, due to time constraints, we need to wrap up this. Due to time constraints, we need to wrap up this discussion. But in about a minute, please, how can we diversify the economy genuinely from oil and gas? I mean, owing to the oil theft and all, wherein we can now boost the economy once again. In about 30 seconds, please.
When you talk about diversification, when you have options, Nigeria is a monolithic economy.
Okay.
Monolithic. We need to survive and exist only on the oil and gas resource content of our nation. So we may not be able to divert in its real sense in the interim. What we do is to support the ailing oil and gas sector by ensuring local refining. Hello?
Okay. Yes?
We have to ensure that our refineries are working.
Okay.
So not until they are working and we are sure of regular earnings from the oil and gas sector, we may not be able to, because it is what you earn that you divert.
Apparently.
No diversion is diversion. It is the diversion of your excess earnings. But now we are short earning. So we may not be able to look into diversion now. We have to stabilize our earnings from that sector by ensuring that the facilities, the refineries are working for local production.
Okay, thank you so much, Adewale Ademola Justus, a public affairs analyst, speaking to us about the state of the nation, even as we celebrate 62 years of independence. It's been a privilege having you on the show. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy independence. Thank you. We'll go on another break now. When we return, iBrand Daybreak will continue the discussion with you. Please stay with us.